Well, I've got these in my toolbox. These would be alright, wouldn't they?
No, mate.
No?
No. So we've got 5 hobby products now that we would recommend a new person like yourself using. To start off with, I mean, you've already shown clippers, the perfect clippers that are there. So above, I've got just examples. You can get some cheap ones from Amazon. They're normally about like £5 to £10. You don't have to spend anything stupid. There are some really good products out there that are kind of lower price. So we'll caveat with, we will try and link as many items in the description as we can. Should have the image up here as well. Yeah, there, floating there for you. But yeah, clippers are essential. They're what you're going to be using to cut. Not like anything this thick, because that would just literally destroy your model.
Okay, right, okay.
But yeah, so they need to be small, sharp enough to kind of get through the sprue, and all the connection points. But there's not really much more to say. They're not that kind of. And I've lost this. Well done. Perfect. We're back. Next one is paint sets.
Okay.
So obviously paints are really important. I know you've got a couple already.
Yeah, I already picked up a couple. Some from yourself as well as a little present. Thank you.
Yeah, but getting a bundle paint set when you're first starting out, I think, is kind of really good. It doesn't matter really what the project's going to be.
Yeah.
The Army Paint have some really big ones, or you can get kind of those little ones from like Citadel where they've got a miniature with them. They can be quite...
yeah, I have seen some of those advertised. So it's got like a base colour with one figure to start as your first figure to paint. So yeah.
Yeah, so those kind of sets will set you up really well just going forward, because you can then just mix the colours and kind of learn everything that you really need to from there. You don't have to kind of spend a ridiculous amount of money. You can just buy them individually. But
this is all good news. Yes.
Yeah, but like the Army Painter one, I think like I've got one and it came with it was like the starter set, but it also came with like a paint storage thing.
Oh, like a trader keep it in.
Yeah. You will outgrow in the future, but I think it was like 50 paints. And again, the price of it, UK pounds, will be there somewhere. That kind of quite good to use. The next thing is you're gonna need plastic glue or super glue.
Yes.
I know you've got some super glue.
I did pick some up. Yeah.
They kind of come in a little bottle with the little attachment that fits in the little nozzle thing.
Yeah, I did notice that was quite a fine.
Yeah, I prefer, now this is my preference, this one, which is basically there again, which you dab on. So there's 2 versions, there's like the bottle version, or there's kind of like one with a little brush.
Right.
And the little brush one, I find I get a little bit more control over it.
Right, okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm in the process of moving, so I haven't been able to bring any of my products here to kind of show you. That's why it's all floating in the ether up there. But yeah, so you get to literally dab it on. It'll melt the plastic to the plastic, so it basically creates like almost a permanent bond. Whereas some super glues, so this is the difference between plastic and super glue. Yeah. Super glue will just attach them together. The plastic glue will melt the plastic to the plastic.
So it's almost like a proper bond.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a weld almost.
Yeah. So for those really kind of smaller connection points, the plastic glue or plastic cement is always better.
Yeah.
The good thing is with the one that I use is once you're done with it, you can make stuff called sprue glue.
Sprue glue.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean...
So you basically take off your offcuts of sprue, so you've got your frame.
Yeah.
Pop it in there. It'll just melt down.
Oh, okay.
Into the last little bits.
Dissolve into it, so it's almost like a cement that you're making there.
And then what you can do is, if you've got any gaps that you need to fill, you can just literally get that out and wipe it over, and then it'll make a
proper connection.
Smooth
finish.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's quite good if you do get to the point of like kit bashing and different things like that you can literally just dab it in there, smash it together, and it'll film into a, and you can just kind of sand it down then and mess with it as you need to. It's less kind of a faff really than having the amount of times as well that like super glue will just snap off an arm or like something will fall off and you're like, oh god, like it's just run across the table mid game. So yeah, I'd recommend something like that. Brush set doesn't have to be again expensive. They're kind of pack of like 5-10 with the size brushes.
Yeah, the really fine bristles I've seen.
Well, and with that, so you'll get ones that are like labelled 1, 0.5, all that kind of stuff. You're looking at the point of the brush. It doesn't matter about the length of the actual brush itself. There'll be like one that'll say like 0.5 and the brush head will be like the size of an ant's like antenna.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, this is really good for like fine details. No, you can get a brush with that's really big, but it's got a really fine tip.
Oh, okay, right.
So it's just kind of looking at those sets, get those sets, and kind of just working out what works for you, really. But yeah, don't be fooled by when you see the really tiny brushes being like, oh, they'll be really good for this. Really good. Okay. Yeah, it's all about your brush kind of tip. But I would recommend to any new guys out there synthetic brushes over what we'll talk about in a minute. But synthetic brushes are probably the way to go because you can kind of ruin them, throw them away when you need to. Because they're a lot cheaper.
And again, we do like cheap products. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, if you can keep that, especially with this, if you can keep the cost down on this side of things, the hobby's so expensive at the minute that like you want to offset that cost where you can.
Of course.
And my last thing would be a good hobby knife. And the reason why I say hobby knife over sanding twigs or anything like that, it's just a bit more versatile.
Okay.
So once you've cut your with your clippers, there's always going to be some sort of like small connection that might still be on there.
Oh, right, yeah.
You can just kind of file that off with the hobby knife and and then when you start getting a bit more confident, if there's anything that you want to do like hand changes, arm changes, it's very easy just to kind of
to
do
lock
those
it off
really,
and then stick it on.
sticks
Okay.
up.
Right, yes.
But again, a good one of those. To be honest, I actually have the Games Workshop one. The actual ends themselves are pretty interchangeable for any hobby knife, so it's not too bad.
Different size blade?
So the blades themselves are pretty much identical across the board.
Okay.
Realistically, the way that they attach in and everything like that. So blades themselves aren't too bad. They're pretty cheap. They're not very good, but most aren't because it's such a fine blade that the tip will inevitably like snap off or it blunts after a while kind of thing. But the good thing with the Games Workshop one is there's like a point where you can put your finger and press it down rather than holding your thumb on the edge of the other side of the blade, because you have to be so fine most of the time you've got like your thumb or your finger like pushed on the opposite side of the blade, like the dull end, and rather than your finger going into that like dull bit of the blade, you actually got like a bit of plastic that you're putting your thumb on, so I think that's quite nice. Some honourable mentions that we will quickly just run through. So light and glasses for painting. So some sort of either ring light or
like a spotlight on what you're working on.
It's not a necessity. You can do it in kind of any room. It doesn't really matter, but lighting when you're working on it, because what will tend to happen is you'll paint something, you'll take it into a different bit of lighting, you'll go, I can't either see what I've done so having it on that almost perfect lighting that you can get will help. And like magnifying glasses if you can. There are some that come out there that have got the light built in with a magnifying glass.
Like the torch on it.
And there's also ones where it's like a ring light with a magnifying glass in the middle of it.
So you can just hold it up in front of it. You can see. That could be quite handy.
That's all personal preference, because some people prefer the glasses, some people prefer no glasses, some people prefer the ring light in front. Everybody that you speak to is going to kind of have a different opinion on it. It's finding what works for you. Again, there's some that are really cheap out there. If you can get any second hand that are working, that might even be better, to be fair. Next thing is a painting handle. So Citadel have one. There's the new version that's there. That's cheap that I would avoid. Just avoid.
Okay, yeah, not that one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
As little contact that you can have once it's built to the actual model while you're painting it's always nice. Yeah, and when you've got a handle, you can kind of... It's normally fatter, so it normally fits in your hand a lot better. There's a couple of different brands out there, which again, I'll show you there. But something where you can hold, not necessarily the base, because again, when you're painting and you're holding it like this, because you're holding the base,
I suppose depending on what's on the bottom and how big the feet are, I guess, as well, you're going to get
and it's the angle and
everything.
Some sort of storage device. Now,
okay.
for your models, for anything, I am going to do a shout out here to a company that isn't the cheapest, but I think overall is probably the best solution that I've found, and that is there's Warmag and Really Useful Boxes. So Really Useful Boxes, I don't know if you know what they are. They're just literally plastic containers.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a really useful box.
It is a really useful box.
Yeah.
They literally, you can stack them together.
Yeah.
They just clip open like standard pretty plastic boxes.
Oh, okay. So when you get from hobby craft shops.
Yeah, or like B&M sell them and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Warmag do magnetic sheets that stick to the bottom of them.
Oh, okay.
And they have base ones that stick to the bottom of the bases.
Oh, so all you've got to do is just use it.
Yeah,
and it just stick on.
And it just sticks on. And they're the strongest magnets that I've probably seen out there. If anybody can correct us, then please do, but they are. Like I've tried some on Amazon and I've done that, and you've done the test where you literally put the whole box of minis upside down and shook them, and they haven't moved. Whereas before, even when I've got to like on the side, I've just had the minis like slide in. Okay. Or like if you've got, so even if you get like a cheap set of magnets and the magnets are pretty strong, you've then got to try and super glue them to the bottom of the base. And what tends to happen then is the glue will actually break before the magnet does.
And
then you kind of you lift the mini up, and then you'll go, and you'll hear that like, and you're like,
or the magnet stays on the bottom.
Yeah. Especially if you're traveling a lot, or if you are going to travel with your minis, that's like the perfect
way
kind
to
of
carry them,
setup. I think. There are a couple of other brands that's like a lot of people are sponsored by like Tabletop Stronghold, where they've got like actual storage cases.
Oh, okay.
That have got like doors in them that you can slide out. It depends on kind of how you want to have them displayed,
and how many figures you've got, I guess, as well.
Is there anything that kind of stands out to you that you either didn't think about or that you would want to...
I mean, the glue that you mentioned that melts the plastic as well, almost turn it into a bit of a cement as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like that idea, because in my head, obviously, I've got the little super glue nozzle that I was figuring was just going to stick it on, stick the piece, hold it in place for however long, and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that it kind of starts melting it into the plastic, and then the sprue glue that you mentioned, I think is a nice little touch as well. So you've got a little paint of glue with sprue plastic in it that you can literally just touch up the sides and fill in any cracks from any connections. I like that idea. I like that. Everything else I kind of feel is almost essential. With the clippers, obviously painting exactly as well, and obviously you're going to need a brush to paint it with. So they're all things that kind of you need to kind of do the next phase. So knowing which ones to look out for is definitely going to be a bit helpful. Because otherwise I'd have probably done like what you said, like go on Amazon or something like that and just type in paintbrushes and ordered whichever ones I thought looked or were priced the better ones. But knowing certain specific things to look out for is definitely going to make it a bit easier when I start putting together everything and start doing the painting as well.
So those are the 5 to get.
We'll look into doing those. We'll look into getting some of those.
Now to avoid.
Okay.
So off the bat of what we said, do you think there's anything that really stands out to you that you think I might, just as a complete newbie, that somebody out there might be going, oh, I'm having a thought about starting. What do you think I might say no to?
What would be not? I'm not too sure. Because again, coming into this and you're leading me into this, so like it's almost like one of those unknowns of like I don't know until I know. So if you tell me there's something to avoid, it might be something that I may have been thinking about, but not prominent enough for me to go, actually, I think I'm going to try doing that.
Yeah.
So I think like we've covered a lot of things, so hopefully there's going to be something you're now going to mention that is going to completely wipe it from any small thought of me thinking about trying to...
Yeah, so the very first one will be expensive sable brushes.
Yeah, it kind of goes on with what we were saying, but trying to keep them cheap. So,
2 types of brushes, synthetic sable.
Okay.
Sable's proper hair.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So that's why I say to avoid them, they need a lot of care.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Very good brushes in the long run. Yeah. But I think you can get synthetics that aren't necessarily probably as good, but it's like when you're at the level that you're at, the level that I'm at, it's kind of overkill to have one of those when you're still at that level.
Yeah, no.
If you're painting competitions and all that kind of stuff, you might want to then be...
If I turn into the Picasso of Warhammer painting, then that would be something I could look into. But for now, I will stick with me.
Yeah. The next one is mould line removers.
Mould line removers?
Yeah. So they normally come in starter sets. Games Workshop sell one as well, and they're sold pretty much everywhere. They look like this. It's basically a blunt piece of metal. Okay. You can use your hobby knife. Right, and you can use the underside of your hobby knife, so the blunt end. Yeah. You can use that as a mold line. It's the same. It's whereas you've spent however much money on the mold line remover that won't do anything.
Yeah, but if you've really got the knife anyway.
Yeah, or like if you've got sanding sticks or even just sandpaper. I use sometimes to this day, I've got a tool, like a multi-tool thing, and I use a nail file.
Nail file, yeah, okay. I suppose just for the size of it, the fine...
Just literally to get a little bit of plastic off. It's not...
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah. So it just saves you money then, really, and that's basically what most of these are.
Yeah, that's what we want to try and do.
Paint storage that has slots, which is the next thing for me.
Slots?
Yeah, so individual... So I did say that the Army Painter, you get a set and you get 50. Yeah. And it comes with a nice little thingy. Yeah. But if you buy some sort of paint storage, think about what it's going to be in the future. So if you bought a paint storage thing... Right. It's got 10 holes in it. Yeah. Goes on your desk, it's nice. Yeah, once you've done 10 paints... Yeah. And you get over. Basically, future-proof your whatever hobby storage you get, future-proof it. Okay. Because you will get to a point where you go, okay, I've got 4 reds, 5 this, 5 that, 5 that. Once you've got those slots, you run out of room.
Right, okay.
Obviously, it's very storage dependent, but try and future-proof any storage. Yeah. Because so I had a thing where it was MDF and it had holes in where the paint pots all went. Yeah, okay. It was really good when I started out. Yeah. I filled it up in the next row, and then went,
need another one.
Yeah. And then I need another one, and then I need another one, and then you kind of get to a point where
mismatching unless you can get the exact same thing that's just an add-on, and you get like a 10. Okay, now I need another 10, but it's the exact same 10.
Yeah, and then between brands, the bottles are different sizes. Obviously, so like you've got your Citadel bottles, which are a bit fatter. Your Army Painter ones are a bit thinner. So all of those bottles are going to be different sizes. If you've got a specific hole for that
one of them's not going to fit, is it?
If you've got a Citadel one and you've got Citadel paint and you've got like a Army Painter hole, it's not gonna so you kind of need to Okay. There are some good hacks out there to doing that. There's some IKEA stuff that you can do, or the best solution that I would think, especially starting out, is the nail polish holders. Okay. Because they fit normally fit larger square bottles, and you can fit any kind of size in there. Okay. So those are kind of like the better kind of, and you do get to a point where you run out of room, but it's easy enough to just get add-ons,
if you can just replace like for like,
or you get a bigger one, for instance. Number 4 was avoid just looking at the brand name.
Okay.
There's a lot of big brands out there like Green Stuff World. This is no shade on any of them, by the way. Green Stuff World, like, even Army Painter, Citadel, or what it will be Warhammer.
Yeah.
All of those brands, there's probably going to be something that's just as good. That isn't...
Like a non-brand.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I suppose that's where going back to actually then shopping on somewhere like Amazon would be handy for depending on what we're looking to get.
And even like if you search on YouTube what are the best paint brands or what are they, there's probably going to be like hundreds of videos where somebody's tested like thousands and thousands of those products to show you which ones kind of are better and not better.
Yeah, pros and cons of each one, I guess.
The kind of last thing was gimmick problem solving tools.
Okay.
So you're gonna hit a point where you go, my water needs cleaning out constantly. There's loads of things where it's like, I'm a sucker for some of them, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. There's a thing where you can clean your brush out and you press the button and the water drops out and it goes into a pot and then you get clean water.
Okay, like a little desktop.
Yeah, and there's bits where it's like sub-assembly holders, these little clips that come round and like all hold on your Mini in certain places, or like it'll be like when you glue in your Mini together, you put the clips on the arms, like claw clips, and then it'll hold the arms in place while the glue sets. Okay. There's loads of those out there.
I suppose once I start looking at certain things, I'm guessing targeted advertisement is going to start throwing me all these gimmicky things that make me think, actually, that would be quite good. But then I end up getting all of them and then I've run out of space and then I'm like, I don't know which one to use.
Most of them don't work as well, that's the thing. Like you've got those claw clips and you put them on and they end up being more a problem to you than just sitting like there for like 30 seconds longer going.
And just holding it yourself.
Yeah. It's more just something to keep in mind when you start doing the hobby. There's going to be stuff that you kind of go, this is a problem. You might want to then solve it. Take a beat before you go to solve it and go, is there a way that I can do it now or home, or even build something at home rather than
buy something for the sake of buying something that might save me 5 seconds to do something. Because that 5 seconds really won't be worth it in the long run of a 30 quid product that you might use twice. Yeah, no, that does make sense. Yeah.
Because it's even like if you then go into like airbrushing and stuff, it's stuff where it'll go like, get this, and get this, and it'll clean all of your products and it'll solve all of your problems, or there'll be a canister that you can attach to it, and then you try it once and it doesn't work, it doesn't blow air out, it doesn't do anything. So that's really like the only things I would say to definitely avoid. There's a lot of great products out there you can kind of look at and try for yourself and work out, but it's when you are doing it, it's more of not necessarily avoiding every product there, because you could prefer the sail brushes to the synthetics, but don't see it or don't look at the kind of things and hear people saying, you need this and you need that, and then go in, I must I must get that because that's going to be
I need, because it's not always going to be what I need.
What you need is just simple stuff to get you started, to get you moving, to get paint on a model, and then go from there. That's basically it, really. If you guys have got any thoughts, or if you guys have got anything that you would add into the avoid or get category, put it in the comments below. Have a nice little discussion there. If you've liked the video, please thumbs it up and subscribe if you're not. It is massively helpful to ourselves. We are going to be doing a lot more content hopefully in the future. Like I said, when we move, we've got some big plans, especially 11th edition's coming up. You're going to be starting like fully.
We'll go into it fresh, so that should be interesting.
You're going to be potentially a launch box coming your way,
possibly,
and get some games on the go, everything like that. So please stay tuned for more. Bye bye.